See the Isnad. Shaykh Makki from Morocco traveled to India, took from Indian scholars, traveled to Medina, narrated from Medinan scholars. If we go to look at the Isnads, you will find that the Isnads are the best way to represent the unity and the solidarity of the Muslim Ummah. Because the moment I meet a scholar, all I need to ask him is, who is your Shaykh? If I don't know his Shaykh, we're far from two far lands, then who is the Shaykh of your Shaykh? Then he will mention to me one of the very common Shaykhs known or we're connected to through Isnads, chains of transmission. Either in fiqh or in hadith or in theology or in usul or in Quran or in any discipline. So you see the unity of the Muslim Ummah, the solidarity of the Muslim Ummah represented in these chains of transmission. We read from scholars of Morocco, scholars from Algeria, scholars from Libya, scholars from Egypt, from Syria, from Turkey, from Medina, Mecca, from Yemen, from India, from Iraq, from Afghanistan, from various parts of the world. Because the Islamic world is one unit. And we are one family. But the family is like a very big, huge tree. You can imagine how the tree is big if you just remember the description of the Prophet ﷺ describing a tree in the Jannah. One tree in Jannah, you walk under its shade for 500 years. So you can imagine how the rewards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prepared for us in the Jannah, inshaAllah. We may reach all there, inshaAllah, in the Jannah and be in the company of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. We might not really deserve or be qualified for his shafa'ah, but we know that our teachers won't let us down. And they had a high rank. This is why, in front of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, we bring our teachers. We shook hands with them. We interlocked our fingers with them. We sat with them. We studied under them. We took their ijazas. And they took a covenant that they won't let us down on the day of judgment. And that was a great covenant, a great promise we got from our teachers. I got myself from my father, rahimahullah, from Shaykh Makki al-Kittani, from a few other scholars that نُعَاهِدُكُمْ عَلَى أَنَّ النَّاجِيَ مِنَّا يَأْخُذُ بِيَدِ أَخِيهِ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. I give you my word, my father said, Shaykh Makki al-Kittani said, several others said to us, we give you our words that any one of us who survives, out of their humility they said, that if you survive, you take our hands. If we survive, we will take your hands. That's in the sirat, on the bridge, on the day of judgment. So, you think that we are qualified to sit in front of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? How come? Don't complain if you don't see the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in your dream, while practicing his sunnah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In order to be qualified, we need a lot of people to intercede for us, and those, the ulama. Here comes the role of the ulama, the roles of the chains we're connected to, either through the path to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, tariqah and guidance, or through the sacred knowledge, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us the ability to practice what we have learned. This is why it's very important that we seek this knowledge from the ulama. We come and sit in front of them, we honor them, and we study under them. And it's a great opportunity for you here that you have a scholar amongst you here living in this land. It's very rare that you find really scholars around, because most people working in the field of da'wah here they call themselves da'iyas, but they are, to be honest, I tell you, political activists. They are political activists. This is what they are. No, this is not the way of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. The minbar of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is a blessed, is a sacred place. No one is entitled to get up to the minbar unless they are entitled, authorized by an ijazah. And this is different from a certificate you get from a university. An ijazah you may not get from a teacher till you study for 20 years. Sometimes people study under teachers for 20 years to get a paper, a piece of paper. Just, I testify that this student studied under me so and so and so books, and he's qualified, and I give him permission to teach now. A small piece of paper, different from narration, of course. You may get an ijazah to narrate hadith when you are a child, but it doesn't qualify you to be a teacher. What qualifies you to be a teacher, after you have studied, you get another ijazah from your shaykh. This is why we need to pick up this knowledge from the true sources, the true springs of this knowledge, not from universities, especially now islamonline.com. You get all of these sources coming on the internet, you get all of these now classes and open universities teaching the sacred knowledge through the internet, sitting in front of a machine to teach you. No, I want to sit in front of a living man. I want to see his heart. Because when you sit with the teacher, there is beside you and the teacher an angel coming. But when you sit in front of a machine, I believe, beside you and the machine, there is a Satan coming. What else could come out of a machine produced by, Microsoft. So anyway, so you see the difference here. I want to sit in front of a living person, feel his heart, feel his righteousness, see the light on his face, see his behavior, see his love for the deen, see his adab, how he behaves, how he sits, how he speaks. I learn from him. Besides the knowledge, I learn a lot of other things. And with the knowledge also, you will learn it in a much shorter way, in a much shorter time. You learn from the teacher. So don't be in this time of high tech, and this country that is high tech also, everything is programmed. Don't program your minds to pick up knowledge from universities, getting degrees, and sitting in front of machines, or sitting at home reading books. Come to sit in front of the scholars. As Sayyidina Jibreel alayhi salam came teaching the Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala anhum, asking the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam the famous 4 questions about Islam, Iman, Ihsan, and As-Sa'ah. Sat on his knees, as we read in the hadith. فجاء إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فأسند ركبتيه إلى ركبتيه ووضع كفيه على فخذيه وقال يا محمد أخبرني عن الإسلام. Jibreel came for several reasons. One of the major reasons the Prophet defined in the hadith, إنه جبريل أتاكم يعلمكم دينكم. He is Jibreel, came to teach you your religion. But besides that, he taught them how to seek knowledge, the way to behave in front of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam when seeking knowledge, sat on his knees. You see the difference here. I want you to see this difference. When sitting in front of scholars and learning from scholars, you're connected to a living chain, to a tree that is living, getting the barakah out of it, even if you don't get ijazah, even if you don't become a scholar. Just sitting with a scholar to learn something, even one class, would give you a lot of barakah, a lot of iman. People complain now. Most of the complaints from people is about their iman. Lack of motive to practice. Lack of feeling any pleasure of their iman. Because you work with machines, you live amongst non-believers, and all of the darkness of kufr, all the darkness of the sins surrounding these countries here and these lands is surrounding you and including you, and there is very little here to make you survive. It will be only attending Friday khutbah, or attending a dhikr session, or a class of the sacred knowledge, sitting with the alim, sitting with the scholar. These are the people of Allah. These are the ulama. When we speak about the ulama, we speak about the ulama who act upon their knowledge. They present to you the legacy of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. With that, inshallah, I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the honor of absorbing this knowledge and being connected to these chains, inshallah. May Allah increase us in knowledge of the deen, in knowledge of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, and in knowledge of him subhanahu wa ta'ala. And may Allah give us the adab of the ulama, grant us the respect for the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam and his heirs, and grant us the honor of being with the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam and with his heirs in al-firdaus al-a'la, in al-jannah. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Barakallahu feekum wa jazakum Allahu anna khayra jazaa. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.